A birth is a normal event, just like a menstrual cycle is a normal event, a conception is a normal event. It's a physiologic event. It is not a medical procedure.
Women's bodies are superbly designed for giving birth. Over millions of years of evolution, with every generation, our bodies have become better and better at giving birth.
I want women to understand they're made to have a baby. They're made to have a baby without damage.
It's an unfortunate situation in our world because we're learning individuals. We learn about life through our experiences. To observe how many times the process of birth is portrayed as a violent, painful process. Because if that's what we focus on, then that's what we are looking for. We're looking for that pain and violence because we expect it. This is very detrimental to a woman who is in the process of, or about to give birth, because there's actually another way to give birth. It's much more an ecstatic kind of birth.
I think women need to be taught how to trust themselves. It's almost like we need to unlearn everything we've learned about birth so that we can sort of step out of our own way and let our bodies do what our bodies are actually fully prepared to do.
What really happens in birth is that there is an innate chemistry that not only helps relieve a mother's pain, but prepares her to be a mother. There's this instinctual intelligence that is unlocked by the biochemistry of birth.
You know, in those very moments leading up to that final culmination when a new person enters the room, that's an important process. There's a lot that happens emotionally and psychologically and physically that allows that birth to take place. You know, babies go through the cardinal movements of labor. They've had to work their way into the world and figure out how to get through those bones. Women, their hips open. And I believe that their heart opens. I believe that their mind opens. I believe that they're changed by that process of seeing what an amazing thing their body can do. And that makes them different. It makes them more powerful. It makes them ready to parent that child.
You find a power within yourself that you never knew you had, and you take that power out with you into mothering and into all aspects of your life.
I see women and men on the other end of this process after they've completely shown up for it with awe of life, with awe towards a miracle of life. The man will look at his partner and she's never gonna be anything less than the supreme in his mind. Birth is nothing short of a miracle. It is the most magical, extraordinary, intense, primal experience of our lives. And when we actually allow ourselves to witness what that is and be a part of that, it will change us forever.
If our children are going to flourish, we can't consider pregnancy a 9-month grace period before parenting really begins. We have to understand that pregnancy, fetal development, this is what I call nature's Head Start program.
It's really important to recognize that the mother's thoughts and beliefs and attitudes are turned into chemistry that control the physiology of her body. And when she's carrying a child, then her thoughts and her beliefs and attitudes are not only affecting her physiology, it's also affecting the physiology of the child.
A woman's emotional state has a profound effect on the growth of her infant in her womb.
If we want our baby to really come into a peaceful, joyful state, we need to work on our own hormonal environment. How can we, during pregnancy, reduce stress and bring more pleasure, more joy into that experience?
I always ask the question, when do you become a mother? When do you become a mother? Not just when the baby's born. You become a mother the first time you dream of that baby, and especially when that baby begins to grow in your body. So you have a responsibility and also an opportunity to really look at your life then and say, how do I want to live my life if I know that my body is serving another human being? Do I want to change my habits? Do I want to take better care of myself, eat better? Really bring consciousness to this experience.
When I started in obstetrical residency, the C-section rate in the United States was somewhere between 4% and 5%. and now it runs somewhere in the range of 30%. That seems like a huge number.
I just can't believe that 33 out of 100 women can't birth vaginally. That doesn't make sense. That's not how we're built, and evolution doesn't change that fast. So something's happening in obstetrics that's drastically wrong.
I think it's really important that you interview care providers. Ask, what's their cesarean birth rate? Because this is your rate. But go beyond that. What's their rate of epidural use? What's their rate of episiotomy? How many women have an IV? But then flip it. How many women have an undisturbed natural birth? How many women labor in water? How many women use doulas in their practice? You're much more likely to have the kind of birth you want when you've chosen a care provider that has high rates of use of the kind of things you're looking for.
The best thing you can do is educate yourself so that you feel empowered about the choices that are being offered to you.
This is a day you're never going to forget. This is a day when you're 90 and you can't remember what you had for dinner last night. You'll remember your birth like it was yesterday. So you deserve to really make this something special. You plan many other life events and put a lot of effort into it. And birth, I think, deserves more of your energy, more of your creative intention, more of your intuition, and to really find where, with whom, and how is going to serve you.
For 9 months, babies are in complete contact with their mothers. They're listening to the mother's heartbeat, they're synchronized to the mother's respiratory pattern when they come out, and they depend on that contact.
It's a lot of work taking care of a newborn baby. They need lots of love and lots of care, lots of touch, lots of attention, lots of breastfeeding, lots of holding. I found over the years it's really important to talk to parents prenatally about what their life is going to look like when a baby comes. It's a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week, full-time job.
The more you hold a baby, the more that baby feels loved, the better you will actually enhance the baby's intellectual development.
The most fearless babies, the most fearless adults are the ones who are totally bonded with their parents and know they are loved. They internalize that. They carry it with them for the rest of their lives.
When a human is born, they're already filled with an intuitive knowledge of centuries and centuries of people beforehand. A child has wisdom, cells have wisdom. And the issue is if we listen to that wisdom, then it's very instructive and tells us about life. If we ignore it because of our hubris, that we're intelligent, the baby's not intelligent, we'll tell the baby what to need, then what we're really doing is stepping on Mother Nature's natural intelligence. And so it's really incumbent upon us to let go and follow the natural instincts. When you're living in harmony, you can feel it. When you're pushing on the system, if you're sensitive enough, you can feel you're doing that.
I believe that if men and women allow themselves to listen to their intuition, if they allow themselves to really tap into that strength, then they will make decisions for their birth and for their babies and for their child rearing in ways that will be powerful and transforming, both for them and for their children.